We'll get into that further on down the road. Amber Brown, the first in her family to graduate from college. Almost left even before her first fall semester started. So she's a great story. And yeah, this Pitt team, that 10-19 record, 3 wins in the league, not a testament to a lot of their close losses and trying to get over the hump here. But Clemson coming in, momentum, beating Florida State on Sunday, and we are underway. Clemson in the white uniforms, Pitt in their familiar blue, trimmed with gold. They did play once during the regular season. And that's their dynamic freshman, Ruby Whitehorn, with the miss. Hannah Hank, one of her specialties is rebounding, but couldn't get it to fall, and then she hit the deck on the other side. 3 ball, no good, but an offensive rebound by Leah Johnson. Shot clock coming to an end for Pitt. Hank with a good defense to induce the shot clock violation. Hannah Hank, a forward from Australia. When they played during the regular season, Hank had a great line, 8 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists.
Nearly a triple-double. She was getting it done. Both these teams going to play a lot of zone. Really want to look to attack the soft spots in the zone near that ACC logo.
Ball tipped away, but recovered by Robinson, who was able to roll it in.
And that's that soft spot, really attacking at that high post position. Amari Robinson gets an easy 2.
Robinson, the senior from Douglasville, Georgia's second team All-ACC. Career year for her, leading her team in scoring, rebounding. Shot buried by Shanice Lewis, who has really come on. She's been battling a knee injury, has had troubles with the knee throughout her career, but the last few games she's been terrific.
Well, and she's a true point guard who really gets the ball moving. She's been able to score the basketball recently, but she's also got that mentality of how to get the offense flowing. And here, just shifting the zone. Lewis has a little bit of space and knocks it down.
King called for the foul. Shanice Lewis, the transfer from Maryland, in her last 7 games, scoring 9 points a game, and has hit over half of her 3-point attempts. Foul by King. Sends Perpignan to the foul line. You see Lewis going over, talking to head coach Lance White. You see that a lot, right, where point guards go over and talk to their coaches during lulls?
Yeah, it's such an important part of the communication process, really understanding exactly what it is that your coach is looking for and being that coach on the floor.
Lewis going up to 3. A little bit too strong. Perpignan on the move, off the glass, no good. It's knocked out of bounds by Brown. Clemson hangs on to it. Series knotted up at 9 apiece. Hannah Hank nails the 3. Johnson, nice spin. Amari Robinson there to contest, but Johnson able to send it home. Johnson had 15 points in the regular season matchup against Clemson.
Well, this is a Pitt team who really does struggle to put the ball in the hole, so finding easy buckets, getting points in the paint, getting some confidence on the offensive end is going to be key.
3 ball, nailed by Johnson.
But that's a prime example of what Shanice Lewis can do. She gets the ball back, she attacks the paint, she draws secondary defenders, and she makes the right pass.
Lewis had such a great freshman year at Maryland, and then injuries derailed that.
Well, it's been back and forth early in this ballgame. The out-of-bounds play. Pitt just loses Hannah Hank in the corner, and she knocks down a 3. And Shanice Lewis attacking the gaps, the seams in the zone, finds the pass to Malia Johnson.
Johnson hit 3 threes against Clemson in their regular season matchup, and now Daisha Harris has checked in, has been a starter for most of her career, but coming off the bench now for Coach White. Number 1 in blue, a backup point now to Lewis, gives him a different look, especially when they're on the floor together, more off the ball now. Harris has been calling for the ball. Johnson takes another 3. Rebound, dribbles towards the Clemson bench. Pittsburgh retains possession. And that's Wayne continuing to go to his bench. Hutcherson is coming in. Hank goes out for Clemson. And in comes Eno Inyang. Amanda Butler in her 5th year at Clemson. ACC Coach of the Year, 2nd season in. Douglas coming away with a steal for the Tigers, pulls up, left it short. Now a second chance. Daisha Bradford, who everyone calls Nunu, number 2. 3 ball, nothing but net.
I like that horns action against the zone. It really puts pressure on the defense to defend inside and outside. Douglas able to knock down the 3.
Now Lewis spotting up. Shanice Lewis off to a good start. She's got a couple of 3s.
Coming off of a game against NC State where she was 4 of 9 from the 3-point line, so shooting it well and shooting it confidently. Great interior passing. Amari Robinson finds Inyang.
Back-to-back assists for Robinson.
This horn set against the zone really forces the defense to collapse on the interior, and Daisha Douglas knocks down a 3, and then terrific interior passing. Amari Robinson to Inyang for 2.
Already had 6 lead changes in this game. Winner gets North Carolina tomorrow. Wow, that looked like an errant pass, but knew what she was doing. Perfect over to Gaines.
Nunu Bradford is so explosive in a lot of different ways, with the ball in her hands, and as you can see, without the ball, able to elevate over defenders.
Good box out by Inyang. Robinson trying to look inside. Gaines. And a great look. And rebound. Both teams going after it. And a good start here. Clemson up 1.
Good execution against this 2-3 zone. See the screen on the backside. Gaines with 2.
Watch this. When you watch me play, you support all of us.
You show your daughter her future matters.
You invest in the next generation of leaders.
When you watch me play, you fight for our dreams.
Are you watching this?
Harris with a fantastic save.
When you watch me play,
Take the shot.
Make the move. Team up. Drive. Win.
you prove we deserve more media coverage.
When you watch the game, you change the game.
There are all kinds of products in this world. Things that make life easier or more fun. But New York Life's product is different. It's 12,000 experts whose responsibility is to be there, to guide you through the happiest and most difficult times. People who know the most valuable things in life aren't things at all. This is our product. This is what we do.
Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration. And no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration today helps you fuel tomorrow.
I wish you were here.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment could help you avoid getting sick. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Order now at SoClean.com.
It's an incredibly exciting time to be a fan of softball.
Right down the middle.
Back it goes!
Forget about it.
Can you believe this? The Ally ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally. Great start to this second game of the ACC Tournament. Clemson up 3 on Pittsburgh. And a storyline so far, the lowest seed ever to win was a 5 seed. Carolina in 84, Maryland, Dina Tate, Vicky Bullitt, that team back in 86.
That's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while, yeah.
That's a long time ago. I can't do the math. You know who the 5 seed is this year?
Florida State is the 5 seed this year,
and
right? The
Stephanie
Seminoles.
White, this is your dark horse?
Hey, listen, I think this is a team who could get hot again. And yes, be a dark horse. Although as a 5 seed, it is kind of a dark horse, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, it doesn't
It's not the
often.
darkest of the,
No,
but
no, that would be Pitt. They're the 15. Now, they're also, because everything's numbers now, percentages, the odds to win the title. Interesting, right? Notre Dame's the 1 seed, but Tech is better than that. And the Noles just 3%.
You know, I'm usually a big fan of analytics, but I'm not sure I agree with that 3% right there. I think I'd move the Noles up just a little bit more. NC State has been inconsistent all season long, so certainly, you know, the odds there and percentages. But what I'm most excited about, Pam, is this has been such an unpredictable season in the ACC. Night in and night out, you never know. Came down to the very last game of the season to win the ACC title. So it is all up for grabs. Numbers, percentages, odds, they go out the window.
Yeah, it's been a season like no other with all the coaches that we've talked to, particularly we spent a lot of time with Jeff Walz the last week, and he's been around longest tenured after Katie Meyer, and he's never seen anything like it as far as competitiveness and all the upsets, and we expect more of the same throughout the weekend here in Greensboro.
Steph, while you were talking about how Florida State is your dark horse at this point, well, coming into the season, a lot of people were not talking about them because they had 7 players that transferred out. It's a new look for this team, but also a new era. Brooke Wyckoff taking over this team for the first time outside of the time that she was standing in for Sue Simrau. So when you're looking at this team, they are definitely playing with a chip on their shoulder, understanding no one counted on them, and they were in the top 25 late in the season.
Yeah, I think you're right, and they really surprised teams out of the gate. It was a different look for Florida State, the way they were scoring the basketball, the way they were playing in transition. Of course, Tanaya Latson up for National Freshman of the Year, ACC Freshman of the Year has been sensational. And when you have a lot of new pieces, you never really know how quickly it's going to come together. And it came together quickly for Florida State. Brooke Wyckoff doing an outstanding job.
Florida State will be playing Wake Forest tomorrow. Wake advancing with the victory over Virginia in our first game. Shot clock winding down again, and Pitt able to salvage it. Daisha Harris, her first bucket. Went over the 1,000 point mark earlier this season. Amari Robinson, just 2 points so far. They just tried to get it into her.
Well, the shot clock winding down, and I love the decision by Daisha Harris to not just settle for a contested jumper, but to get to the rim, attack the seam, get an easy two, put pressure on the defense.
Shot clock in the single digits now for Clemson. Perpignan missed everything her first year at Clemson after playing 4 years at Elon from Upper Marlboro, Maryland. PG County kid. And Amanda Butler has a word. Butler, a fiery player for Carol Ross at Florida. Carol's got some good Amanda Butler stories, some of which could make air. There's the shot, nailed by Harris.
Well, I like the confidence that Pitt's playing with on the offensive end of the floor early in this ball game. No, Angel mentioned it. This is a team who was so close in a number of games, and 11 of those 18 ACC games coming down to the fourth quarter within 5, and Harris confident as she comes across there, knocking down the three.
Hayford called for the foul. Senior from the Netherlands. In for Pitt, she's number 4. Overshot. The pass, there's Hayford. In and out for Harris. Rebound taken down for Clemson. They have not scored in over 3.5 minutes. Robinson trying to get her going. Strong move to the basket, a little bit of contact. I don't know how she didn't drag her pivot foot. Harris dribbled into trouble. Johnson left open, just a little bit too strong. Pitt with another offensive rebound.
I like the shots that Pitt are getting, though, because they're doing a really good job of getting 2 feet in the paint, forcing a defensive collapse, and getting open threes.
4 offensive rebounds so far. Harris, nice move to get around the defenders, but then Clemson able to come up with the ball. It's Elmore gives it up to Bradford, who slows things down, looks over at Coach Butler. And Hank will come in at the next whistle for the Tigers. But the first quarter is coming to an end. Shot clock is off. Pitt goes for the steal. Hayford gets it up to Harris. Just gets it off. And Pitt takes a 16-14 lead after an entertaining first quarter.
You've dreamed.
Champs coming in as an 8 seed. They will play Syracuse tomorrow. We will have that game for you after Florida State takes on Wake Forest. Wake with a win over Virginia in our opener. Pam Ward, Stephanie White, and Angel Gray joining you from Greensboro. Clemson down 2 to Pitt. Pitt coming in as the 15 seed. Clemson has now gone 5 minutes without scoring. The last 5 minutes of the first quarter, they had nothing, and Amari Robinson just 2 points. At least gets a chance here at the free throw line. Foul by Johnson put Robinson on the line. Amari scored her 1,000th career point earlier this year, also over 500 rebounds. Been a great student. Always on the all-academic team at Clemson, majoring in special education, has a sister with Down syndrome, and is in a terrific program at Clemson and thriving. Knocks the game up at 16. The pass hit the rim. And Robinson comes away with it, quickly gets the ball in the hands of Nunu Bradford. Robinson, great look.
Yeah, really good ball movement that time down the floor by Clemson. Multiple players touched the ball, got the defense shifting, and got an open look.
So 8th lead change of the ball game. Inside, Hank with the block, came away with it. Clemson able to hang on. And now the steal from Hayford. Looking for support. Shanice Lewis turns, shoots. And Hank comes up with another rebound for the Tigers. Hayford is a pest on defense.
She's everywhere. Active hands.
He's been on several Dutch national teams. Ott doing her best Kelly Gramlich imitation with that three.
But Clemson already in this second quarter moving the ball much quicker. Multiple touches, shifting the zone. It's tough offensively if you catch and hold against the zone. The zone can shift, the zone can recover, but I'd also look for Clemson to get more touches on the interior. Penetrating passes, driving kicks. But you certainly do need to know where Maddie Ott is on the floor. Catching Pitt in the middle of a shift. Shanice Lewis late, leaving that high post position, and Maddie Ott knocks down the three.
Maddie, a sophomore from Frisco, Texas. Started last year, now coming off the bench for Coach Butler. Amari Robinson with the foul. Hayford at the free throw line, where she's not awesome, only about 63% during the regular season.
And when you struggle to put the ball in the hole as Pitt does, you gotta make the easy ones. Every single point is so important.
And Pitt has had a great improvement team-wise at the free throw line this year from last, but Hayford came up empty on her 2 shots. Nice fake. At Whitehorn, she was not scored. Second leading scorer behind Robinson this season. The ball just would not go in. Whitehorn showing a little frustration now. She's 0 for 4 from the floor. Ruby, ACC all-freshman this year, a couple of 20-point games.
Ruby Whitehorn's going to be a heck of a player in this league. Highest recruiting program history, and a McDonald's All-American. Sometimes you just got to learn to figure it out. Started out really hot, has gone through the ebb and flow of conference play. This is just an attempt to close out by Douglas. And Gabby Hutcherson drawing the foul.
Hard foul. Pitt has not scored in this quarter. Taking the lead after 1. Hank keeping the ball alive, and now Whitehorn comes up with it. Whitehorn is Clemson's first ever McDonald's All-American, kid out of Detroit. Hank on that little sweet spot again.
If you can get the ball to that high post position against the zone, you have a lot of options. Hannah Hank gives you that size in that position, her ability to step up and knock down that shot, and to be a facilitator.
Pitt outscoring, or being outscored 9-0 in this quarter to fall behind. Hank. Good move, right? Good cut into the basket, and Clemson is rolling. Pitt needs a timeout, and they take it. Clemson with the lead. When we come back, we'll talk about Kennedy Robinson, big sister Amari's inspiration.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Wow. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with the Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
Since I was little, I wanted to be a part of a team.
Come here, buddy. Nice shots.
I've played just about every sport there is growing up. My mom's been there for me through every season.
We'll get him next time.
Mostly to keep me fueled and cheer me on. Thanks, Mom. Love you.
Love you too.
It took me a minute, but I finally found what I love. All thanks to her.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
It's bow time. Our real deal Southern flavors bring you back to basics, just like Grandma's home cooking. If your grandma was a Bojangles. Get a 4-piece Supremes combo with biscuit, fries, and tea only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
I'm your glitchy Wi-Fi, and I've decided, well, if you're on vacation, I am too. Which means your smart home isn't so smart.
Sprinkler on.
And now I'm sending mixed signals to your garage. But if you haven't bundled your home in auto coverage, trying to unpack this isn't gonna be too much fun. Hey, check the router. So get Allstate. Be better protected from mayhem while saving up to 25% when you bundle home and auto.
We all dream of days like these. Sun's up, game's in good shape, and the course is wide open. Find your rhythm. Keep moving. Performance meets luxury. Beat 'em all.
I wish you were here.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment could help you avoid getting sick. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Order now at SoClean.com.
One game down, 2 to go, but some stories are just bigger than basketball as the Tigers have the lead. You're looking at Kennedy Robinson, the heart and soul of our very own Amari Robinson. Amari Robinson said she is a big deal for this team, but she gets her inspiration from her sister who was born with Down syndrome. She said she is the light in a dark room and the queen of the house, which we all love to hear. She talked about how her parents have done an amazing job just putting her in a position to do better in school, and just obviously just looking at her too, she just talked about how her wearing her shirt and her face on her shirt as well, she's the biggest supporter that she has. And it's just awesome just to see how she has impacted her life. She has an academic league too, just looking at how she wants to be in sports. But everything that she's done is special education. Amari Robinson just has been so awesome about how her sister has been a big impact in that.
And her sister, a big reason, thank you, Angel, that Amari wanted to come to Clemson. She is a special education major. They have a program, Clemson Life, meaning learning is for everyone, that is world-renowned, and Amari has thrived in that. And yeah, her sister is definitely the star of the family. And Amari's, you know, in addition to all the basketball, Amari's been doing some student teaching, all sorts of other things. It's a great story, great family.
Absolutely, a terrific story, and certainly want to give a shout out to all the teachers out there, and Amari Robinson getting into the profession. Yes, they absolutely are.
Amari's dad, Keith, played for Digger at Notre Dame back in the day.
Mother at Providence is an All-Big East performer as well. So
yeah, the mom, according to Doris Burke, is one of the best players she ever played with. Andrea Magnum Robinson, 2-time All-American at Providence.
Had her jersey retired in 2015. So a basketball family, no doubt about it.
Hank kind of can't leave her open there, right?
Got to know where she is at all times.
Mid-range is her bread and butter, and Clemson still shutting out Pitt, now 13-0 in this quarter.
Clemson, 10 assists on 10 made field goals, so really doing a great job of sharing the basketball, multiple players getting touches. So much about getting the best shot on the floor.
Offensive rebound, still. Pitt is unable to score. Amari, a little fake. Get rid of Lewis momentarily. Shot clock into single digits now. Whitehorn getting it over. Clemson attacking the basket. Amari Robinson will head back to the free throw line.
Hannah Hank wide open from about 15 feet. She's going to nail that every time. And Kennedy Robinson is loving what she's seeing.
Those are some cool sweatshirts, too, that the Robinson family sporting for Amari. And her mom is just a tremendous player, playing with our own Doris Burke at Providence.
Led the team in rebounding all 4 years she was there.
One out of two for Robinson on that trip. He's coming off a 20-point game in that upset against Florida State. Good defense. Take away Lewis's option for a three.
Pitt is just continued to struggle on the offensive end. They're getting a lot of long looks. Haven't gotten a lot of good interior looks, some easy buckets.
Shenitz looked like she got a hand on that Robinson shot.
This is what you do if you're playing Pitt. You force them to take outside shots. Sometimes they can get hot, but they don't shoot it well from the three-point line. And you take your chances, and you look at a 6 for 18 in the first quarter, 0 for 10 in the second quarter.
Several of those shots have rimmed out. Now Amber Brown with the chance to get the first points of the quarter for Pitt. Amber, senior from Monroe, Louisiana, when she was being recruited by Pitt. She wasn't even sure where it was.
Still doesn't wear a winter coat.
Yes, did not buy a winter coat. Says she still wears what slides around campus.
And her hoodie.
Not giving in to the myth of winter cold.
But what a great story Amber Brown is. Well, you mentioned wanted to walk away before her fall semester even started, and now will be the first member of her family to graduate from college in May.
Hank. Come on now. Hannah Hank having a heck of a first half. She's got 12 points to go along with 5 rebounds. And action on the other end.
But Amber Brown, Pam, we had her earlier in the year, and she talked about writing a letter to her counselor that said that she was going to drop out of school already. And she didn't. Her counselor said that's not quite what's going to happen right here. You see, and it's even dated October 7, 2019, 9:45 a.m. AB's dropping out. Be sure to get the dropout papers. And you look now, 4 years later, that's going to be framed for her at graduation. Just what an inspiration.
A great story, and Brown sticking with it and has been a really good basketball player. She's making her 110th straight start today for Pitt, captain of this team. I mean, literally, it's like there's a little lid on the basket
That's the kind of quarter it's been.
Or a very small, tiny person knocking everything out.
That is the kind of quarter it has been for Pitt. A great look inside, and it went down and came right back up.
What's up with that rim? 2 points for Pitt in this quarter, both from the free throw line. They are 0 for 12 now from the floor.
Now, Angel mentioned that Lance White talked about his team and he wanted them to be able to play free, to have fun. But every time one of those shots goes in and out, the rim gets smaller and you get a little tighter and you're not playing quite as freely as you were earlier in the ball game.
Yeah, it's got to be frustrating. Pitt led by 2 after the first quarter. Harris, that just slipped out of her hands. Shot clock winding down. Inside, turn, nothing doing. Rebound taken down by King, who is out there playing with 2 fouls for the Panthers. Finally, with a minute 50 left to go in the quarter, Amber Brown gets Pitt's first field goal of this quarter.
While they're struggling from the floor, though, Pam, Pitt is still continuing to play hard. They're active on the defensive end. They're pushing in transition. But Clemson, very disciplined offensively. They're making sure that they're working the clock. They're getting what they want, getting into their sets, really slowing the tempo of this game down.
Second chance, blocked by Elmore. As we approach a minute to go in the first half. Amanda Butler wants to get 3 subs in at the next opportunity. Ball just found Inyang a couple of times in a row, and then she was ultimately fouled. And that is 3 on King. Yatu King, the junior from Washington, D.C., averaging a career high in points, also their best rebounder, and she's got 3 fouls now. Has not scored yet. Inyang heading to the free throw line. Sophomore from St. Cloud, Florida. Clemson outscoring Pitt 17-4 in this quarter. Now Clemson's gone a little cold. They have missed 7 of their last 8 shots. Amari Robinson back in. Kennedy's favorite player. Harris passed up the 3, threw up the floater, it was wide right, rebound ping-pongs around. Hayford, usually around the ball, was able to come up with it. Shot clock again. Winding down, the 3 by Harris, just a little bit too strong. So Harris picked up the personal foul. Clemson in the bonus. So with 7.3 seconds left to go. Chance for some more points, this time for Bradford at the line. I want you to stick around for halftime. We have our folks on site getting ready to look back at this first half and talk about what's to come yet in this ACC tournament. Lewis unable to get the shot off, wanted the foul, but boy, that was disastrous offensive quarter for Pitt. They led going into this quarter by 2, outscored 19-4, and they are now down 13 as both teams head into the locker room, Amanda Butler's club. Second quarter, painful. 1 of 18 from the floor for Pitt, several shots rimming out, but Hank well on her way to a double-double. She has 5 rebounds to go along with the 12 points. And we are underway, game 2 of 3 coming your way this afternoon from Greensboro Coliseum. Clemson beat Pitt in their one and only game during the regular season, trying to get this win and keep their year going. And a terrific start to the third quarter. Nunu Bradford knocking down the 3.
Nunu Bradford was quiet in the first half. Again, another assisted made field goal for Clemson.
Lewis running the point for this Pittsburgh team. Just 3 wins during the regular season in the league. Bradford picks it off. She's going to take it all the way to the basket. She didn't hit, but that's great hustle. Bree Perpignan able to follow. Let's go over to Angel Gray with the report on Pitt.
Well, ladies, raise your hand if you guessed that Coach White, his message to his team would be, just make a shot and we'll be fine. Right, of course, all hands raised at this point, but he said, pace slow, they need more possessions. He said he was okay with their shot selection, but overall, they just have to settle down. He doesn't understand if it's jitters or not, but doing that will help. He also said, we're not communicating on defense. We can get shots in this game, but we have to make sure we communicate defensively.
Well, they did get a lot of open looks. They just weren't able to go down, and it wasn't like they were all way off. I mean, we saw many shots that rimmed in, were all the way but down, and popped back out. So you do feel good if you're Lance White about the type of shots that you're getting, but you got to find a way now to get some easy buckets to build that confidence.
They had 16 points in the first quarter. They're being shut out 5-0 already in this one. The only 4 points they got in the second quarter were from Amber Brown. 2 free throws and a field goal. Shooting under 20% for the game. Bradford with another pass. Whitehorn showing some of her athleticism. Boy, Hannah Hank just about everywhere, but a good defensive play. On the block by Hutcherson. A 3-ball, much needed. Drops for Avery Strickland, the freshman from Knoxville, and a timeout.
Pitt continues to get some open looks, and Avery Strickland against the zone, able to knock it down from deep.
Tournament.
Listen to this crowd, they love it.
And it has great meaning to the players and to the coaches.
They want to win the ACC. Let me show you all the swag I got right here. Get out the way. We welcome you to the ACC tournament.
It's all about stepping up and throwing down. From motivation to coronation.
Most three-pointers in a single game.
Breaking records, brackets, ankles, and new ground. Come for it all.
It's an incredibly exciting time to be a fan of softball.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but At AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with the Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
There are all kinds of products in this world. Things that make life easier or more fun. But New York Life's product is different. It's 12,000 experts whose responsibility is to be there, to guide you through the happiest and most difficult times. People who know the most valuable things in life aren't things at all. This is our product. This is what we do.
There's a freedom in exploring, the joy of discovery. Paradise found. Fill your world with craft. Peter Millar.
I wish you were here.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment could help you avoid getting sick. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Order now at SoClean.com.
Welcome back. Our first game in the ACC tournament. Jules Spear, 19 points. As Wake eliminated Virginia 68-57. Wake will play Florida State tomorrow, and Nia Becker making it official by advancing Wake Forest. There you see we have our first game tomorrow. Join us at 11 a.m. Eastern time here on the ACC Network. Yet to come, we have Boston College and Georgia Tech coming up in a couple of hours. Pam Ward, Stephanie White, and Angel Gray joining you. Great studio crew as well on hand through Sunday, through the championship game in Greensboro in the best conference in women's basketball this year.
I like Pitt coming out with a little three-quarter court pressure. After that timeout, they've got to find a way to turn the tide. Maybe get some turnovers and get some easy buckets, but not able to do it on that possession.
Lance White in his 5th year, assisted by Terry Mitchell, who was head coach at Marquette for 18 years, Nick DiPillo, and Brianna Kiesel, who's a really good player at Pitt herself. That's his staff. And the three knocked down by Nunu Bradford. He's got 7. Started out at community college in Tallahassee, then went to Jones College, where she was a JUCO All-American, and now starting for Amanda Butler. Hayford recovered, and nobody was checking Brown.
It's the first easy bucket Pitt has gotten in a long time.
Hank, a little bit too strong on the 3.
I don't think it's a coincidence that it came out of a scramble. The Clemson defense has really done a good job of slowing down Pitt, keeping them on the perimeter, not getting into rotation.
Hank with another big play. That's a block for the Aussie.
Remember the last time these two teams met, she nearly had a triple-double. She's been able to get a little bit of everything done. Leah Tu King gets an easy 2.
Yeah, that was her first bucket. She had a double-double. King did, 10 points and 13 boards against Clemson in the regular season, but that's her first points today. She's been in foul trouble. Amari Robinson's first bucket here in a bit of a spell. She now has 9 points to go with 6 boards. Nice kick out. But that's Hayford, who they don't rely on to score too much. He only has 4 threes on the season. Robinson thought about it. Perpignan to Robinson, and she's hammered on her way to the rim.
Clemson continues to find high percentage shots. Nunu Bradford, corner 3. I think the bench likes it. Oh, they're doing the gritty on the sideline, Pam.
Is that what that is?
I've always loved building things. Not just structures and skyscrapers, but teams who make it all possible. After all, we wouldn't be where we are today without them. So we made sure that, like these buildings, their futures may also stand the test of time.
Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration. And no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration today helps you fuel tomorrow.
You've dreamed about the perfect house, a place to call your own, and a place to not only stretch out, but to grow. Auto Owners protects your house because to you, it's home. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if Auto Owners make sense for you.
Happy to help, man. I was just over there talking to myself anyway.
Great year in the ACC. Your award winners: Liz Kitley, back-to-back Player of the Year for Virginia Tech. Rightly so. Rookie of the Year, Tanaya Latson, one of the frontrunners for National Rookie of the Year. Niele Ivey doing a great job at Notre Dame, getting them the regular season championship as your Coach of the Year. And Celeste Taylor, Defensive Player of the Year for Duke, who is the number 2 seed and will play on Friday. And Courtney Banghart taking a break. She's watching this game because the winner of this game will play her team tomorrow, but she was also watching another game on her computer. I have a feeling she watches a lot of film.
A coach's job never stops, right? You're trying to scout, you're trying to get ready. Obviously taking a look at Clemson when they played Louisville as well, making sure you're prepared for everything.
That was a shot of her earlier. The first shot you got was a live shot, and Coach Banghart and her team coming up with a huge win against Duke on the closing day of the regular season. That, coupled with Louisville's loss to Notre Dame, gave Notre Dame the regular season championship and the number 1 seed in this ACC tournament. Top 4 seeds get a double bye. They don't play until Friday.
And it certainly helps, too, if you're Carolina, when you get players back from injury. Alyssa Utsby, Eva Hodgson, both coming back from injury. Get them back into a flow before you head into the postseason.
Utsby making the All-ACC team this year, and Amari Robinson for Clemson was on the 2nd team. Utsby's so important to that team. My goodness, does everything. Hannah Hank after a nice feed. She's got 14 to go along with her 6 rebounds.
My favorite stat, Pam, is assist-to-made field goals, and Clemson putting on a clinic. 14 assists, 16 made field goals.
It's a very good percentage. Inside, Brown. Good defense by Robinson. But then a foul called. They got Hank. It is. It is a second on her. Pitt for the game shooting 22%. They have 10 made field goals. 5 of them, half of them from 3. Johnson spins. Nice. She had Inyang right in her face. Harris coming up with it. Pitt trying to push it. Knocked out by a Clemson player.
Malia Johnson just attacks the zone, able to spin and shoot over a contested hand. No, for Pitt, it's really just finding ways to build confidence. I mean, they struggled all season long scoring the basketball. We've seen they've gone through phases where they can find it, but then they struggle again on the offensive end. Finding ways to get some more high percentage looks.
Clemson hangs on with 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Flipping yarn going out. Yang with Harris right in her face, puts up the shot. Nice bounce pass and the foul. There you go, Harris getting it inside to Amber Brown.
Pushing in transition off of missed shots, off of turnovers. Whenever you get an opportunity, Amber Brown runs the floor. Daisha Harris finds her. The opportunity for the and one. And she made that look easy. That was not an easy shot.
Harris and Brown, both seniors, had a good connection. Brown completes the three-point play. Then Clemson attacking on the other end with Yang.
And that's just way too easy. That's a defensive breakdown. Yang wide open.
Douglas now directing traffic. Junior from Omaha, who is an All-American at Western Nebraska Community College before she transferred. Shot clock at 5, inside. Terrific block by Hutcherson. And now Pitt puts on the Jets, and that's an offensive foul called on Johnson.
Well, we're going to take a look at Clemson's execution right here. Yang, you see her at the top of your screen on the elbow. There is just a clear defensive breakdown, a miscommunication in the zone. Shanice Lewis had her at the high post, but as soon as she started rolling to the bucket, there was no defensive rotation. Those are the kind of breakdowns that happen because of a lack of communication, a lack of continuity, making sure you're on the same page on the defensive end.
Pitt staying aggressive. Tie up. Douglas, and the possession arrow gets it over to the Panthers. Bradford picks up her first personal foul. Now some full court pressure from Clemson. Lewis over to Harris, couldn't handle it cleanly. And then still was able to get into the lane and score.
They were able to get that shot off and get a bucket, but there were 2 missed opportunities for shots because poor passing. So important to deliver that pass, well, not just on time, but on target. Give shooters passes. Defenses in this league are too good. Yeah. You know, your margin for error is so small, you got to deliver it where your shooters can catch and shoot it.
They recover so quickly. Robinson and Hank coming back in for Clemson. Elmore and Yang checking out. Shanice Lewis also going to get a break for Pittsburgh. Douglas. Shot inside, and Daisha Bradford only had 1 point in the first half. Scored 8 here in the third quarter. Spin move. Oh, that's a fancy finish for King.
Well, Pitt doing a much better job of attacking the gaps of the zone. When you can find ways to penetrate the zone, whether it's penetrating passes or off of dribble penetration, you get that zone to shift and you get better looks.
Hard foul on Daisha Harris, now the third for her. As we approach 30 seconds to go in the third quarter, much better for Pitt after a 4-point second quarter. Douglas hit on the way up. And the fouls mounting. Mai Forsberg, Katie Lukonic, and Ku'ulani Spurlock Welsh, our officials in game 2 of 3 this afternoon. Stay tuned because 6:30 Eastern, Boston College and Georgia Tech. Daisha Harris, boy, that's 2 quick ones, and now she has 4 fouls. And for an offensively challenged team, that's not good. Harris sits down with the 4 fouls. That's a tough pass for Gaines to handle, and she couldn't. So now just under 7 seconds for Pittsburgh. Bradford taking some time off the clock and then stole it. Nunu Bradford missed the layup after making the steal. It's a 14-point advantage for Clemson here on day 1 of the ACC.
Their first ASL game, people reaching out to her and saying thank you. And she really took that upon herself to just be more of a vocal leader in that neighborhood. And it's just been so inspiring to witness it, but also tell her story.
Yeah, and it has affected the entire Pitt program. I know head coach Lance White has talked about wanting to continue that even after Liatu graduates, that it's helped the entire team. Liatu is from Washington, D.C., went to McNamara High School. A lot of great players have come out of there, but a great story, and there's just so much stuff right off the court that we don't know about, and just what these women do, not just as athletes, but as leaders in the community. But right now, Pitt is on the wrong end of a 50-36 score. The winner of this game will get North Carolina tomorrow. That will be tomorrow night on the ACC network at 6 Eastern time. We will have the early games, Florida State Wake at 11 a.m., followed by NC State Syracuse. That NC State Syracuse game, Steph, will be very interesting.
It should be very interesting. No, I think it's a team in Syracuse who's really continuing to try to improve their NCAA tournament resume, and an NC State team that has been a little bit up and down all season long, looking to find a rhythm.
Hayford called for her second foul. NC State dealing with some injuries, particularly late. Diamond Johnson not even close to 100%. Oh! 3 letters in her last name. Good at the 3. Her second 3 of the game in as many attempts. The entire Rott family is like Claremont. She doesn't miss.
Clemson has just done such a good job of shifting the zone, of getting open looks on the floor as Maddie Ott knocks down another 3.
Well, to start against NC State, Maddie had 14 points at 4 threes in that game. It's 2 for 2 so far today. Dad Brad was a really good golfer, played on the PGA Tour. He's very good at shooting 3s. Pitt lost the ball out of bounds, and Amanda Butler helped the officials out by pointing it their way. 12 turnover for the Panthers. There's Coach Butler. Got a smile out of Mai Forsberg, whatever she was saying over there. And oftentimes, right, players take on the personality of their coaches, and I think that's true with this Clemson team.
I think you're absolutely right. It's a team that has continued to improve, that grinds, that's gritty, tough. I've just been really impressed with how they're sharing the basketball. And 17 assists, 19 made field goals. Individuals are sacrificing good shots to get great shots. I mean, again, this is a team who won 3 of their last 5, including a regular season victory over Florida State, finding their rhythm at the right time.
Hafer did a good job of drawing the charge call on Perpignan. Cross court. The 3 goes down for Daisha Harris, now into double figures. Ott, 3 for 3. Nope. That one rimmed out. And giving up to Brown. Yes, there's contact. Robinson with the foul and a chance for a 3-point play for Brown.
Amber Brown had her eye on the rim. The entire time she had the ball in her hands, you can see the look off. She knew she was attacking. Nobody was in front of her. Does a great job of initiating the contact.
Never missed a game in her career at Pitt. Not only played in all of them, but started all of them. Going to get her degree in a couple of months. And it's an 11-point lead. Clemson has led by as many as 19. Bradford left open. Rims out. Hank with another rebound.
Hannah Hank has been rock solid since the opening tip. And we heard Amanda Butler mention that she's a veteran. She understands the moment. She's been solid and made big plays all night long.
6'2" from Australia. Often an undersized 5. That one was off to the right. Bradford kept it alive. Clemson hangs on. And again, one more game tonight. Boston College taking on Georgia Tech, and the Eagles have arrived at Greensboro Coliseum. That game coming your way in about an hour and a half, right here on the ACC network. Again, the first year we've had every game of this great tournament, and what a great first year to have it, huh? With this, the competition, the parity in the league, the depth of the league. Perpignan. And Nunu Bradford coming alive here in the second half. She has 11 points since the break. Gets the lead just like that, up to 16. Brown over Hank, nice.
I like when Amber Brown gets the ball going downhill, whether it's in transition or off of a secondary action like Pitt just had. She gets the handoff, she turns the corner.
An example of Hank not taking that shot, trying to get it inside for a better one. Clemson unable to score. So another foul on Clemson as it goes against Whitehorn, her first, and so Amber Brown heads to the free throw line. She's 4 for 4 today.
Hey, ladies, something of note, Amber Brown just needed 22 points to join the 1,000-point club. I asked her what was going to be different about her approach. She said, I have to find ways to be aggressive in the paint. She said, I don't want to put too much pressure just as far as getting the 1,000 points, but it would feel so good if I can do so. She has 15 right now, this being her last year. I somewhat hope she gets it.
Yeah, she hit that second free throw, so now up to 16, just 6 away now for Amber Brown. And you're right, just a great story. We already talked about how she's almost quit school and stayed in and going to get her degree. And now close to 1,000 points. Amber from Monroe, Louisiana. Hank, come on.
I mean, that's the second time off of the same out-of-bounds play that Hannah Hank has been wide open in the corner. Again, miscommunication, defensive breakdown. You have to know where she is, and the contact, able to finish.
And Shanice Lewis running into her, knocking her into the bench where she gets some congratulations from her teammates. Approaching 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh really just done in by a third quarter in which they only scored 4 points. Otherwise, this would be a very tight game indeed.
And that's been the story for Pitt really all season long. It's putting 40 minutes together, having a bad quarter or a bad 5 minutes where they just can't score and can't get stops.
Held ball. As we take a timeout in Greensboro. The Ally ACC Women's Tournament is brought to you by Ally. Whatever you're saving for, we're all better off with an Ally.
It's bow time. Our real deal Southern flavors bring you back to basics, just like Grandma's home cooking. If your grandma was a Bojangles. Get a 4-piece Supremes combo with biscuit, fries, and tea only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
There are all kinds of products in this world. Things that make life easier or more fun. But New York Life's product is different. It's 12,000 experts whose responsibility is to be there, to guide you through the happiest and most difficult times. People who know the most valuable things in life aren't things at all. This is our product. This is what we do.
Gatorade Fit. Fitness starts from the inside out. Get healthy, real hydration and no added sugar, artificial sweeteners, or added colors. Gatorade Fit. Healthy, real hydration today helps you fuel tomorrow.
Interesting piece. Let me bring in my expert.
So many scratches.
Those are from my car keys.
Such a rich history. This won't do well at auction, but at AT&T, it's worth a brand new Samsung Galaxy S23.
Wait, really? What about this?
AT&T's deal is back. Everyone gets a free new Samsung Galaxy S23 with the Galaxy phone trade-in. Any year, any condition.
I wish you were here.
If you have a sleep disorder, proper maintenance of your sleep equipment could help you avoid getting sick. Sleep equipment manufacturers recommend daily cleaning, and SoClean is a helpful complement to your daily routine. Order now at SoClean.com.
There's a freedom in exploring, the joy of discovery. Paradise found. Fill your world with craft. Peter Millar.
We are all in on the moment. From popping trays in the driveway to getting buckets on the court. The playground of future stars. All in on the crazies. From the no zone to the Oakland Zoo. Point guard, meet Castle Guard. The old foes and Tobacco Rose. Blue Bloods and Bad Blood. And the Devils awaiting their due. All in on the ACC. In the conference that raises and the teams that shape us. We are all in for all time. Come for it all.
Let's take a look at our Bojangles Big Bow moment of tonight's game. How about some threes for the Tigers?
Well, they have knocked them down in bunches. 9 for the game. Hannah Hank has 3 of them. Just a really good job of finding the openings in the zone, of stepping up and knocking shots down with confidence.
And Hannah Hank has 3 of those 9 threes and a new career high, 19 points for the Australian. Her previous career high, 17 against Syracuse last year. So 2 games against Pitt for Hannah, and both times she's hurt them.
You said hurt them. Well, Hannah Hank had a near triple-double in their previous game, 12, 9, and 8. Coach Butler talked about how she is so impactful on this team, does all the little things, just making sure she's in the right place at the right time. And if you're looking at her stat line, you can see how she stuffs the stat sheet because she's just reliable for this squad.
And I think that's the thing, reliable, consistency. You know, as a coach, you want to know what you're getting from your players night in and night out. Hannah Hank provides that. Amari Robinson provides that.
Hannah just committed her 3rd foul of the game. Because Hank is one of those players, if you look at her season averages, they're not going to, blow you away, but it's all the other things that she does, as you said. Steady presence. Great compliment to Robinson, who right now is out of the game for Clemson. Winner gets North Carolina tomorrow evening. Hank could have shot it, but instead kicked it over. Elmore, offensive board. Smart decision, use some clock.
That's that horns action again. The defense sucks in on the roll by the big. And there's nobody to cover that wing, and Nunu Bradford gets another 3.
Boy, Bradford, 14 of her 15 points in this second half. And then the 3 answer on the other end for Johnson, who gets into double figures.
It's a Clemson team who had their school record 14 threes made against Wofford earlier in the year. They're pushing it right now. They've got 10 in this ball game.
Timeout taken by Amanda Butler. We will take it as well. Clemson up 13.
I'm a screen-addicted tween, and if I'm not posted on social media, I don't feel seen. Hey, Mom, look. Mom? Oh, my God, Mom, you gotta look at this.
Nope. Keeping my eyes on the road is paying off with DriveWise. Post about that.
Boring. Oh, say cheese.
No, thank you.
Unblock me.
Stop.
That was awesome. Hey, once you're at, I'll tag you. Get DriveWise from Allstate, save 40% for avoiding mayhem, like me.
A reminder to fans to download the ACC 3-Point Challenge app presented by New York Life to help benefit the local Boys and Girls Club. Score points for your school. After the tournament, the local Boys and Girls Club will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking. Good stuff during the ACC tournament. Looks like Hannah Hank's day is over with the new career high in scoring. 19 points for her, including 3 of 6 from long distance, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. And they are less than 3 minutes away from a date with North Carolina. Shot clock. Wow, just under 3 seconds left to go on the shot clock, and there's a foul. Strickland called for her first. Ball taken away by who else? Annie Hayford, the senior from the Netherlands. Elmore called for the foul. Hayford, when she lived in the Netherlands, left home at 15 so she could go play basketball. It was Again, played on some teams in Holland.
So many international players at a young age end up leaving home to go play, whether it's at academies, with national teams, overseas. They grow up in a hurry.
Yeah. And it still amazes me that so many of them, like Sarah Bajetti for Florida State, speaks 6 languages.
Yes.
Comes over to the U.S., goes to school in not even close to her first language, does well, speaks unaccented English. She's a great singer. She had a great year. I would have given her votes for most improved, but she wasn't on the ballot.
There are a lot of players that could have been most improved this season.
Of course, her teammate Timpson was on it.
Yes.
She won it. Deservedly so. They both had great years.
I mean, KK Timpson's development, and not just development, but ownership, aggressiveness, as Inyang gets another 2.
We're going to see Florida State Wake tomorrow at 11 in the morning. Can't wait to see Latson. Haven't seen her play in person yet. Timpson and Bajetti and the whole Florida State gang that has surprised a lot of people this year. Clemson beat them coming into this tournament, and so Clemson's going to come away and live to play North Carolina, a team that they played once during the regular season, lost by 11 to the Heels. And this is a different Clemson team as of late. And Butler able to get her starters some rest here as Inyang delivers.
You could hear Amanda Butler on the sideline telling her to dive in that zone. Make yourself available.
Ooh, contact, no foul. And Butler coaching them up over there to the very end. We heard her with Angel Gray earlier in the game. She already's losing her voice. How do you coaches, how do you keep your voice, especially during a tournament? You got to yell for consecutive days.
That's true, but you get a lot of practice during the year. So
okay,
you build it up. Yeah,
okay.
you build it up.
Butler calling over Douglas to have a word with her as Strickland goes to the free throw line, a freshman from Knoxville. Amanda Butler's a Tennessee girl herself. Played her college ball at Florida.
I believe she's from Mount Juliet.
That's right.
Right?
Sounds like it too.
Just outside of Nashville.
Left that one short, but Clemson gets the offensive rebound inside a minute to go. And the number 15 seed Pitt Panthers about to lose their 20th game of the season. They will end at 10-20. Clemson will win its 17th game of the year. And another 3-ball dropped that time by Douglas. Her second 3, pardon me.
11 threes in the ball game for Clemson. 22 assists on 26 made field goals. Their execution against this zone has been tremendous all day long.
And meanwhile, for Pitt, the faces say it all. I mean, Amber Brown, we've talked about her a lot, but what a career she has had. Successful as well as a student. And things not working out for Pitt. Some tough losses throughout the season. And kind of sinking in right now.
It's tough when you get to this point in the year, and especially for this Pitt team who has struggled so much, but have been so close at different moments throughout the year. Just could never get over the hump.
And the Clemson Tigers gonna get another shot at the Tar Heels. That game will be tomorrow night at 6 Eastern on the ACC network. One more game to go here, Boston College and Georgia Tech at 6:30. Clemson using the 3-ball well, and as Steph mentioned, just great in sharing the basketball. They win it by the final of 71-53 and play the Tigers 4 straight opening round win.